Here's a lightning rod for government fraud. Our video of the day comes from independent journalist Nick Shirley, who's taken his search for government grift to California's social welfare programs. Nick recently visited multiple daycares in San Diego, operating out of small apartments with owners that either refused to talk or weren't even there at all. Watch.
We just arrived at the daycare. We have 2 kids out here. I don't know if they're members of the daycare. There's no oversight right here. Can we talk to your teacher? Is your teacher there? So this is the first child we've ever encountered at one of these daycares. There's 2 kids out here right now, and we're gonna see if we can talk to the
licensee.
Can we talk to the adult?
He is not here.
Not here.
Yeah.
So you guys all by yourself?
Yeah. No, because he's by myself.
Yeah, okay, that's concerning. No one's watching those children, and they're all by themselves.
Ugh. Their faces are all covered with blurry garbage. Clean that up. Then it was hospice care programs. Many in LA were what looked to be like shell companies funding their owners' life of luxury. This time, instead of tiny apartment units, these businesses were operating out of old hotel rooms.
All these buildings are all hospice centers. Let's see if Grandma could check herself into this one. I'm just trying to be a good grandson. We're knocking the door, no one's coming. We look inside the window, empty building. In 2023, this place received $1.3 million.
Not a single piece of furniture.
Nothing.
Insane. This is insane.
Mercedes-Benz driving out. Where can we open a hospice at? We'd like to open up a hospice. Get a Maybach just like you. So is this how I can get a Maybach by opening up my own hospice? So what do you think about all this hospice fraud? Sir, you're in the Cybertruck, driving away, taking money from old people. Yet he's just driving away in his Cybertruck, won't even answer any questions.
Meanwhile, Gavin Newsom's press office responded with a flippant AI post. If you could look at it, it's implying that Nick is a pedophile. Great move, Gav. Calling someone who's helping you save your state a pedophile. Further proof that Newsom's still hopeless at putting out fires. Kat, I don't know where to start here, except that's really a terrible response.
Could you imagine if he had shown some interest?
Yes.
In it wouldn't have hurt him politically, I wouldn't think.
Thanks, Nick.
For it to be, hey, thanks, Nick. You know what? He wouldn't even have to actually do anything, because let's be honest, most people in the government never do.
Yes.
But just to have a political win of like, you know what? That is interesting. I'm gonna look in this room of children that's there with no supervision.
Yes. Don't just call him a pedophile.
I'm gonna look into you could have actually, doesn't he, it's pretty clear he has aspirations on a national stage, right?
Yes.
That would have been an opportunity for him to do something like that. It's just, we're so broken at this point where it's like, we see stuff like this, and it's like, oh, well, that's a politician that I do like, so I'm gonna find a way to, it's like, we should all be pissed off about this, that our money, that our taxes, we pay so much money in taxes, and you get smeared by people if you complain about it, like, oh, you don't care about blah, 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 blah. But it's like, no, it's just the money. It's like we said, in New York, $81,000 in a fiscal year for each homeless person.
Yeah.
You look at that, it's not that you don't want to help, it's that I'm well aware, I know enough that the money isn't helping anyone.
Right, and you know what? When I heard about the $81,000 per homeless person, it made me glad that I didn't give them money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tyrus, I love that it's like they don't even try. They have a hospice in a hotel room.
Well, because they haven't had a reason, because they have the protection of the politicians.
Yeah.
Kat made a point where it's like, why wouldn't he help? Because this is what politicians do. They look the other way. The money ends up somewhere. It always ends up back in a campaign or somewhere. Yep. There's a reason why they attacked him. My advice, Nick, is keep going. Mm-hmm. Increase your security.
Yeah.
No, but here's why. Here's why. It's just when you confront somebody about something and their reaction is defensive, or in this case, they took a ground game. They're trying to smear him like he's a pedophile or a sexual deviant, because that will get more pickups from mainstream media than it would be the fact that trillions of dollars across this country have been laundered through helping human beings to load the pockets. All those people that were driving out in those cars, they still got to pay someone else who pays someone else. It's a long train. And again, if he's not, I would love for him to come out and show us how, as governor, and he was not aware of this. Just like with Tim Walz, he was not. They're always never aware of it, but when you come to them with, we got a guy who has evidence, they attack the guy with the evidence.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to Harvard. I went to a little teaching school in Nebraska, and I'm not a scientist, and I'm not an economics engineer, whatever the hell it is, but I know a crook when I see one. And this is no different than anybody else that's stealing from one group, and you go to them, and the people that they're paying off are telling you to shut up. And that's what they're telling him, to shut up.
You know, Jamie, Nick Shirley, the guy there, he's 23 years old. He's having such a huge impact. It must make you feel terrible that as you're twice his age.
Yeah.
And you've never made an impact on anything. It's just got to eat your insides right now.
Yeah. It's weird. It does it more when you talk about it so directly.
Maybe you could have pulled him aside after the show.
If I was Gavin Newsom, or as I like to call him, Jean-Fraud Van Damme, I would hire Nick Shirley, and I would fire the third grader that runs their Twitter account.
Yes.
I would hire him. I would put him right on the thing. And I don't know if you got. I watched the entire 40-minute segment, by the way. Some of these names, these are all real, were better than other ones. One of the hospice names, it was called Healing Miracle. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty good one. That's where I want to go. Another one, no joke, was called Garden Angels. Not Guardian Angels. Garden Angels. Like, that's a landscaping place.
That's better than Leering Center.
It's right there with Leering. One of them was called In and Out Hospice. That's not good. And by the way, Greg, Nick 100%, I don't even have to say this, but Nick 100% not a pedophile. He left 2 completely unattended children right there.
Yeah. And he's a Mormon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hotep, this is insane. But it's insane how Gavin responded.
Yeah, true, but Nick pisses me off.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Nick because he's doing all this exposing, but he ain't telling me which form I gotta fill out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I could be Somali too.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, my great-great-great-grandmother is in there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, look at me. I am the captain now. You know, I could do this.
Why not? Why not? Why are we the ones being ripped off?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, get a piece of it. We'll split it.
But you know what else he's actually, we're going to definitely split that. But you know what else he's really exposing on a serious note? I think it's the fact that there's so much available capital in America. And us, the Americans, aren't going and finding out how to get that and actually building real institutions.
You hit it the nail on the head. Drive around America, you can see these like businesses that are open and nothing's going on. That's like unrecognized. I mean, it's weird. It's like all this money.
It's untapped.
Like a lamp store.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many lamps do you need? You know?
Yes. That's a good question. I wake up every morning and I go, how many lamps do I need?
I mean, where you have a whole store. You don't sell anything else.
I would
Not even light bulbs, just lamps.
Think, I could own a lamp store and then I wouldn't have to worry about lamps.
Well, if it's the Tyrus Hotep lamp store, you will, because there won't be any lamps in it.
All right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.